Hello, my dear friends. Hi. A very good evening, all. Uh, Friends, welcome to our class. Today, uh, we are going to talk about a very simple topic, but a very important topic. And this topic is very important for all kind of our bank exams. ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್, ನಮ್ಮ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವೊಂದು ತುಂಬಾ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮತ್ತೆ ಈ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಸರಳವೂ ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್ ಟಾಪಿಕ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಒಂದು ಹೊಸ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಅನ್ನ, ಒಂದು ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ನೋಡೋಣ. The name of the topic is direct and indirect speech. ಆ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಹೆಸರು ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಇಂಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್. ನಾವು ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮತ್ತು ಇಂಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಈಗ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಆದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಈ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ಮತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ನೊಮ್ಮೆ ಇವತ್ತು ರಿವಿಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ಆಲ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಸ್. ಎಲ್ಲ ರೀತಿಯ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಸ್ ಗೆ ನಾವು ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಅಂಡ್ ಐ ಹೋಪ್ ಯು ಆಲ್ ನೋ ದಟ್ ಇನ್ ದಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ one question will be on this topic, is reported speech or direct and indirect speech. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಈ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಹೇಗಿದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಇದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ, ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಯನ್ನ ಅವರು ಕೇಳಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಈ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ನೊಮ್ಮೆ ರಿವಿಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಐ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಮೋರ್ ಟೈಮ್. ಬಹಳ ಸಮಯವನ್ನ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮತ್ತು ಇಂಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಅಂತ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್, ಇಬ್ರು ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಟೂ ಪರ್ಸನ್ಸ್, ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್, ಆರ್ ವಿ ನೇಮ್ ದೆಮ್ A and B. There are two persons. A, he tells something to B. What he tells? I am well. So ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ A ಅಂತಂದವನು B ಅನ್ನೋನಿಗೆ I am well ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. So what B does? B ಅನ್ನೋನು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, B tells the same statement or sentence to the third party C. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಬಿ ಅನ್ನೋನು ಮೂರನೇ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಸಿ ಅನ್ನೋನಿಗೆ ನಾನ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದನ್ನ ರಿಪೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ನಾನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಎ, ಇವನ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದನ್ನ ರಿಪೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಹೇಗ್ ರಿಪೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಬಿ ಟೆಲ್ಸ್ ಟು ಸಿ, ಬಿ ಅನ್ನೋನು ಸಿ ಅನ್ನೋನಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನ ಏನಂತ, ಹಿ ವಾಸ್ ವೆಲ್. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ಯಾರು? ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ. ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ದ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ. ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಬಹಳ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಇದೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಮಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಸೇ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಸಮ್ ಪೀಪಲ್. ನಾವು ಕೆಲವೊಮ್ಮೆ ಏನೋ ಕೆಲವು ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಅವರು ನಾವು ಹೇಳಿರೋ ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರ ಮುಂದೆ ರಿಪೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಹೇಳಿರುವಂತಹ ವಾಕ್ಯಗಳು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ಆದ್ರೆ, ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೆದ್ರೆ, ನಾವು ಹೇಳಿರೋ ವಾಕ್ಯಗಳನ್ನ ಮತ್ತೊಬ್ರು ರಿಪೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಅವುಗಳಿಗೆ ಇಂಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಬಹಳ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ಮತ್ತು ಇಂಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ಹೇಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲೊಂದು ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಇದೆ ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್. ಹಿ ಸೈಡ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ಟುಡೇ. When we change it into indirect speech, what it becomes? ನಾವು ಇದರ indirect speech ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಇದೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? He said that he was happy that day. What changes we made here? First, we removed punctuations. ನೋಡಿ, ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ punctuations ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ವಿ. he said ಅನ್ನ as it is ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ವಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ವಿ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ದ ಲಿಂಕರ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್. ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಅನ್ನುವಂತ ಲಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ನ ಬಳಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ವಿ. ದೆನ್ ಐ ಬಿಕೇಮ್, ನೋಡಿ, ಐ ಬಿಕೇಮ್ ಹಿ. ಐ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು ಹಿ ಆಯ್ತು. ಆಮ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು ವಾಸ್ ಪಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಯ್ತು. ಸೊ ಟುಡೇ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು that day. So today becomes that day. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ he said that he was happy that. ಸೊ ಇದು ಒಂದು ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ಇನ್ ಅವರ್ ಮೈಂಡ್. ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ನಾವು ಇದನ್ನ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇಂತ ಇಂಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದಾಗ ಇವೆಲ್ಲಾ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ವಿ ಮೇಕ್ ಹಿಯರ್? ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ವಿ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಪಂಕ್ಚುಯೇಷನ್. ಇವುಗಳನ್ನ ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟೀಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಪಂಕ್ಚುಯೇಷನ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಯೂಸ್ ದಾಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಅದನ್ನ ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡಿ that ಅನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತೀವಿ. Then we change the pronouns I, and after that we change the tense of direct speech, and we change the adverbial place or adverbial time today. ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ಟುಡೇ ಅನ್ನುವಂತ adverbial time ಅನ್ನ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತೀವಿ. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇಂದ ಇಂಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೇನು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆ? What are the important things what we have to keep in our mind? ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇಂದ ಇಂಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದಾಗ ನಾವು ಏನನ್ನ ಬಹಳ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಸರಿ. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ದ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಫ್ಯೂ adverbial time and adverbial places. ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ if the direct speech has now and that becomes in indirect speech, then here becomes there, ago becomes before, thus becomes so, today becomes that day, tomorrow becomes the next day, yesterday becomes the day before, last night becomes the night before. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ these all changes we made from direct to indirect. So these changes you should not forget whenever you go to change direct to indirect speech. ನೀವು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇಂದ ಇಂಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಸೊ ನೀವು ಈ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೆನಪಾರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಾರ್ದು. ಅಂಡ್ ವಿತ್ ದಿಸ್, ಇವುಗಳ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಒಂದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ವಿ ಮೇಕ್ ಇನ್ ಟೆನ್ಸ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ಅಥವಾ ಇಂಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಾಗ ಯಾವ ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಯಾವ ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ವಿಚ್ ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ವಿಚ್ ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್? ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಪಾಸ್ಟ್ ಸಿಂಪಲ್, present continuous becomes past continuous, present perfect becomes past perfect. T is missing here, so it is not PAS, it is past perfect. And present perfect continuous becomes past perfect continuous. It means all present, they become same in past. It is very important. ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಪಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತವೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಅಂಡ್ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಪಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಪಾಸ್ಟ್ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್. ಇಫ್ ದ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಪಾಸ್ಟ್, ದೆನ್ ಇಂಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಪಾಸ್ಟ್ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್. Past continuous becomes past perfect continuous, and past perfect remains as it is past perfect in indirect speech. Don't forget this. Okay, and in future, simple future will becomes would. Suppose I will go there, I will come here, it becomes he would or she would go there, like this. Okay, then future continuous will be becomes would be. will be becomes would be. And in future perfect, will have becomes would have. So will becomes would, will be becomes would be, will have becomes would have. So these changes you should not forget. Okay, now come to a question. There is a question here. He said to me, I don't believe you. He said to me, I don't believe you. So what is the answer? There are four options. Options A, B, C, and D. So in these four options, which one is your answer? Okay, okay. So it is the first question. I will help you to solve it. Okay. I will give you some tricks. What we have to do here. As I told, we don't change this part. This is called reporting clause. Normally, we don't change anything in a report clause. We take it, we write it as it is. Okay. He said to me. Sometimes we may use told also instead of said. So both are correct. He said, he told to me. Both are correct. Okay. Then what we do normally, first we remove the punctuation marks and we use then that. Okay. The first change. Then what changes we have to make here? It is called a reporting speech. It is a reporting clause and it is a reporting speech. Okay. So we change here pronoun. One more pronoun is here, I and you, and it is in simple present. As I told in the previous slide, simple present becomes simple past in indirect speech. It means this don't becomes means simple present becomes simple past. Okay, I means who here. There are two pronouns, he and me. So here I belongs to he and you belongs to me. Okay, so this identification is very important. When there are two pronouns in reporting clause and two pronouns in reporting speech, you should identify first which pronoun belongs to which pronoun in a reporting clause. That is very important because it is helpful to change the pronoun. Okay, so A tells to B. A tells to B, I don't believe you. So here I means A and you means B. Okay, suppose we are repeating this sentence. Then what we say? Do we say I? No, we say he. Okay, and do we say he doesn't believe you? No, 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 no. We don't say he doesn't believe you. We say he doesn't believe him. Okay, huh. Listen me now. He, it becomes he. I becomes he. Don't becomes in simple past did not. Okay. Believe we use as it is. We don't change the word form. And you becomes him. Now the sentence is over. Suppose, sorry, uh, he it becomes me. Sorry, sorry. He doesn't believe me. Sorry, he didn't believe me. So where is this option? He decided not to believe me. Sorry, not to believe me. This option is wrong. He said, I don't believe you. It is as it is used. This option is not there. He said he not believe it is wrong. So this option is also wrong. He told me that he didn't believe me. Okay, so he and me and didn't. He did not believe me. Okay, sorry, I mistook. Okay, it should not become him, it should be me. Okay, instead of him, we should use here. Okay, sorry for the mistake. So the correct option is he told me that he did not believe me. Okay, now come to the next question. So, in the next question, he said, I'm doing my homework. What I said, we use as it is, reporting clause. He said that. Okay, then the pronouns I and my. We have to change these two pronouns and am doing. It is present continuous tense. If the direct speech is present continuous and it becomes past continuous in indirect speech. This thing we should not forget. ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಟುಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ಏನಾದರೂ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಓಕೆ ಇಂಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಪಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ಎ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ಬಿ. ಬಿ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಐ. ಓಕೆ, ಬಿ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ದ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಎ ಇಸ್ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ and B, I am the second party. What he told me, what he told me, okay, then I repeat. I don't say I am doing. I say he. Okay, I said he. So he said that he. And am doing, it is present continuous and it becomes past continuous. He was doing. I don't say he was doing my work. I say he was doing his homework. He was doing his homework. Full stop. So where is this option? He said that he is doing. Wrong it is. He says. We don't say he says. So it is correct. But that is not used here. And instead of said, it is says. So this option is wrong. He says that I was doing his homework. It is not correct. I was not doing his homework. Okay, it is wrong. He said that he was doing his homework. He said that he was doing his homework. So the correct option is option D. It is the correct answer. Okay. Huh. Now come to the next slide. When the direct speech is simple present, that becomes simple past. Example is here. He said, I write a letter. He said that I became he, write became wrote a letter as it is. He said that he wrote a letter. She said he goes to school daily. She said that he, as it is, because she's talking about him, so she says he, not I. Okay. She said that he goes becomes went because it is simple present and it is in simple past. The remaining part as it is to school daily. Okay, so don't forget this rule. When a direct speech is present continuous, that becomes past continuous. He said he's listening to the music. He said that. Remove punctuations and use that. He, as it is, because he's talking about him, so he says he. Okay, not she or I or we. Okay, it is he. He's listening becomes was listening to the music. The remaining part is as it is. Okay, like this, you should not forget how to change the tense. Okay, it is just an example. Okay, now come to the next question. He said, I hardly have time to attend any party. I hardly have time to attend any party. So, what we do normally, this reporting clause we use as it is. He said. Okay, in this part, he says is given. So, this part is wrong. Then we have to use that. Okay, now when he is talking about himself, okay, and when we repeat that sentence, we don't say I, we say he. So he. He said that he. All the parts are same. Okay, I'm giving some techniques how to identify the answer. So he said that he. All these three parts are same. Okay. Now how becomes it is in present. Okay. It is in present. Suppose it is have to or has to. Then it becomes had to. Okay, so have to becomes had to. Where is had to? Has to. It is wrong. Has to. This part is also wrong. Had to. This part is correct. It is not necessary to change the complete direct speech. Means it is not necessary to make that direct into indirect speech completely just by using these techniques. Okay, what becomes what in indirect speech? If you observe this, you may answer easily. Okay, what I said, have to and has to becomes had to. Have to becomes had to. So where is had to? Here is has to. Here is has to. Only in this option C, there is had to. So the answer is option C. Like this, you have to uh, go through some clues. ನೀವೇನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಕ್ಲೂಸ್ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು. That is very important. Okay. Now come to the next question. Okay. The young man promised her that he would be there the next day. So please wait. What we have to do here? If you want to solve this question, first you have to identify whether it is in direct speech or in indirect speech. It is not in direct speech because that is used here and punctuation marks are not used here. So it is indirect speech. Okay, so we have to change it into direct speech. So we have to change it into direct speech. Okay, now come to the point. So what we have to do now, whenever you want to change an indirect speech into direct speech, okay, the rules, what we have seen, okay, those all rules we should change like this. So then becomes now, there becomes here, before becomes ago, so becomes thus, that day becomes today, the next day becomes tomorrow. It means you should follow, okay, the same rules, but a small change is there. ನೋಡಿ, ಇಂಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇಂದ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ದೆನ್ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು ನೋವು ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. There becomes here because we are not changing direct into indirect. We are changing indirect to direct. So don't forget this. And once again, simple past becomes simple present. Past continuous becomes present continuous because we are changing indirect to direct speech. So don't forget these rules. Okay. Now come to the point. What we do normally, if direct speech has will and in indirect speech that will becomes would. Okay, now we are changing indirect to direct. So would be becomes, now come to the point. Would be becomes will be. So you have to search where is will be, where is will be is here, will be is not here. It is wrong. Will be is here. Yes, will be is here. So we eliminate this method. Okay, the next day. Okay, normally, sorry, sorry, please wait. Okay, here will be is not there, of course, but instead of will be, there is to be is here. Instead of will be, there is to be. ನೋಡಿ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಬದಲಿಗೆ ಟು ಬಿ ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಬರಬೇಕಿತ್ತು, ಟು ಬಿ ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಡೇ, if in direct speech there is tomorrow, and in indirect speech it becomes next day. Okay, now we are changing indirect to direct. So next day becomes tomorrow. So where is next day? Here. And where is tomorrow? Here. So only in this option there is tomorrow. And it is promised. And there is a promise here. Okay. He becomes I. He becomes I. So I is in all the four options. Okay. If you go through this clue, you will not get the answer. Promised. So I promise. This option is here. And instead of will be, they have used to be. So to be is correct. And there became here, here. So there remained as it is there, there remained as it is there. So these two options are not the answers. So we can eliminate these two. And the young man said, I promise to be here tomorrow. It is the correct option. It is the correct option. If you identify this type of clue, there becomes here, okay, he becomes I, the next day becomes tomorrow. If you go through these kind of clues, then you will answer or you may identify the correct option, which is the answer. Okay, so these are the few things what we have to keep in our mind whenever we change a direct speech into indirect speech. Okay, friends, there are some more rules regarding direct and indirect speech, and in the next class, in our next class, we see how to change uh, imperatives, how to change questions. It means when in direct speech there is a question, or there is an order, or there is a request. Okay, when there are exclamatory sentences in direct speech, then how we have to change them into indirect speech. So these all steps and rules and examples we see in our next. Okay, it's getting late. We have to wind up our class. Okay, friends, the class is over. See you tomorrow, or Sorry, not tomorrow. See you the day after tomorrow at the same time, 8:30 to 9 p.m. Okay? So take care and bye bye. Good night. Thank you. Thank you for spending your time and thank you for staying with us. Good night and